G'day folks. Well, what a weekend the other weekend was. It was incredible. She was incredible. Oh goodness me. It's flying. It really is. It's unbelievable. The car feels so balanced, folks. It's just incredible. It really is. That 64-second lap, look at it, I felt so easy. And I never even had a hell of a lot of traction. The day was so cold that I couldn't get any temp in the tyres. But it's just coming to me, all this sort of, the speed, everything, you know. I'm tapped out around the sweeper. I can't go any faster. You know, it's just too low geared, but it's just going so well. To knock another 3-4 seconds off, very, very achievable. It's not going to take a lot. It's just a matter of leaning on the brakes that bit more, maybe a few more pound of boost. I'm on the limit as far as power goes, guys. I might be able to get another second out of it, but I really need to up the boost that little bit to gain another couple, 3 seconds. But it's incredible. I love it. I really love it. I tell you what, guys, the weather's been cold. Oh, God, it's been cold down here. We've had some bloody cold weather. The snow to low levels. But not too bad in here. It's not too bad in here, guys. Well, I want to show you something that I'm really, really ashamed of, guys. I don't know. It's just atrocious. It really is. Well, that's my transmission line to my cooler. That's the setup I had. It was terrible. You know, guys, this has been worrying me for a long time, and what better time now is to pull it out. I reckon I've just been so lucky that I haven't had a failure. So we gather up to about 50 pound fluid pressure at times on the gauge, and oh, goodness me. Imagine, you know, this splitting, the line rupturing. Oh, it scares me. So I'm going to replace it all and do it in braid with proper aeromotive fittings, a bit like my fuel system. And we're going to reroute the lines. We're not going back under the car with it. We're actually going to come up into the cab, and we're going to run along into the cab and then back down through the floor where I need to, because I want to keep it away from that exhaust system. You know, being a turbo, it's just gets so hot in under there, and I don't want to risk it. I really don't. I'm actually thinking of running my fuel lines, I think down in time, routing them up into the cab, and I think it's just a lot safer. I did spot a car down there on the club day, and he ran all his lines were up in the cab, and I think it's just a lot safer doing it that way. Keep it out of harm's way. So I'll do updates on that and show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to reposition my transmission cooler. So I reckon I can halve the length of pipe I need and keep it very simple, clean, and out of harm's way. So, like I said, I'll keep you updated on that, and we'll show the progress on it. I just feel so relieved now knowing it's all there and it's not going back into the car. I can't believe it. I really can't. It was shocking. Well, guys, my pedal started to... I was starting to lose a bit of pedal. I wasn't actually losing any brake, but the pedal was sort of... I'd had to push a bit harder, and well, there you go. And there's the reason why. I had a feeling my brake pads were getting down, but now that I'm really leaning on the brake pads, the pads that were in it were not holding up, just falling away. Well, now we've stepped up to an incredible brake pad. This is QFM, Queensland Friction Material, up in Nerang, and I asked for they do a lot of different ranges for different applications, and this is their Comp 27. This is the high-end brake pad. These ones are quite brutal on the disc. These have got a high metal content and copper, and they're rated to around 850 degree and still give it an incredible bite. So they will come at a cost as far as disc wear goes, but Simmons, make no mistake about it, it is very hard on brakes, and I have heard that it is one of the hardest tracks in Australia, circuit tracks, on brakes, and that's something where I really need to put focus on, is on the brake pads. I'm going to actually improve or make up a ducted air system for the brakes. I'm actually going to mount it below the splitter, because I think the splitter sits up a little bit too high for my liking, which is around 200 mil off the floor, and the car's sitting on the ground. And I'm actually thinking of going about 50 mil, and I'm going to do it out of core flute. And I'll show you that too once I sort of get started on it. And I'm not going to run any, or at this stage, as far as I can see, I think I can get away without running any what would you call it, ducting pipe, flexible ducting pipe. I could make enough up out of this core flute to try and just encourage some airflow towards the brake disc area. Now I did find out, guys, if you Australian guys know about the little LJ GDR XU1, you see the little air dam underneath on those cars, you know, when they come from factory, the little chrome air dam. Well, I only found out recently that's to encourage a bit of air onto the brake pads. It sort of splits the air and pushes it sideways. So I'm going to do something on that approach, but a lot more aggressive. So I'm very excited about it, guys, because the brakes, if I'm going to get down into the low or crack the minute mark, I'm going to need some incredible cooling and really lean really hard on my brakes. For the moment, I know my drum brakes are holding up. I'm getting great wear out of the rear. No fade at the minute. Until they pose a bit of a problem and want to start fading or giving me trouble, well, I'll replace them out with some discs. But just for now, I really want to push the limit of those, and because I have modified them, I've got air, I've drilled holes all through the drums, I've got into the backing plate, so, and I could even make up some ducting underneath to encourage some air to them. I've had a fella that runs an EH down at Simmons. He does a lot of historic racing, I think, in a certain class. He's stuck with his drum brakes on his car, and he reckons there's nothing wrong with them. They're an incredible brake, but you need to keep them cool, and that's the trick. All right, folks, well, that's just a little ramble on about where I'm at and what I'm up to. Before I go, I've moved my little vanity unit. What do you reckon of that? That's fantastic. So she's set into the wall, roughly not quite halfway, so there's about 2/3 of it sticking out this side. We've got about 1/3 through the other side. And that just, oh, it's great. It's got all my bits and pieces in it now, whereas before it was living over the other side of the streamliner. I couldn't get to it unless I moved my trailer out. And now that I've gained a little bit extra room for my trailer, it's bloody brilliant. I'm really happy with it, guys. All right, well, I'm going to do a few little tech tips on the car with some more videos in the coming days. Some guys want to know a little bit about this and that about it, the ignition system, and yeah, whatever else pops up. If anyone's really keen and wants to know a bit about whether it be the fuel system, turbo, or whatever, I'm quite happy to do some videos and refreshers on it all, because trust me, guys, this rear mount turbo is an amazing thing. It really is. It's an unbelievable, the way it works and the way it all performs. It's quite incredible. All right, guys, I'll pop one up soon. Catch you later.